Welcome back to Study Sprint. In my previous videos, I have covered the topics of rounding and estimation of decimal numbers. Now, in my today's video, I'll be going through the topic of estimating square roots. So far, we know that a number times itself is the same as having a square on it. So, for example, if I have 3 times 3, this is going to be the same as if I write it with a square on top. And 3 squared is equals to 9. We also know that if we have a squared number, like 49, so I have my square number 49, it has come from the square root. So what is the square root of 49? So we're going to ask ourselves, what number times itself is equals to 49? And we know that 7 times by 7 will give us 49. And 7 times 7 can also be written as 7 with a square on top. We figured this out by our timetable knowledge. But what if we cannot spot a square number? That is when we estimate the square root. So for this example, we have the question, estimate the following root to the nearest whole number. So we have to estimate the under root of 67. Now I have my square numbers written here up till 100. My square numbers are the ones highlighted in blue. Notice that 67 is not one of those square numbers. So that means that you cannot find the under root of 67 using your timetable knowledge, because we cannot get to 67 by multiplying a number by itself. So now I'm going to show what you can do here. So you find the square numbers on either side of the number 67. So 64 is less than 67 and 81 is greater than 67. So I found my square numbers on either side of 67. Now I know that 8 times 8 gives us 64, and 9 times 9 gives us 81. Now I'm going to see that which of these numbers are closer to 67. So to find that out, I'm going to subtract both of them. So 67 minus 64 will give me 3. And 81 minus 67 is going to give me 14. So now I know that 64 is closer to 67 because the difference between 67 and 64 is of 3. So that means that I can round under root 67 to 64. And now because 64 is a perfect squared number, so I can write my answer as 8. Because 8 times 8, or 8 squared, is 64. So 64 is a perfect square. Moving on to our next question. Estimate the following root to the nearest whole number. And our root is under root 86. So to do that, again, I'm going to use my times table. And over here in blue, I have all my squared numbers. Now again you can see that I cannot find 86. That means that 86 is not a perfect root number. So to do that, I'm going to take its perfect squares on either side. So 86 is greater than 81, but less than 100. So I know that 9 squared is 81, or you can write that as 9 times 9. And 10 squared is 100. Now to figure out which one is closer, I'm going to subtract 81 from 86. That will give me 5. And 86 from 100 and that will give me 14. Now I know that 81 is closer to 6 because the difference between 86 and 81 is a 5. However, the difference between 100 and 86 is a 14. So that means that I can round 86 under root 86 to 81. And now I know that 9 times 9 squared, also like you can write it as 9 times 9 is 81. So I'm going to write is equals to 9 squared, and this square will cancel the under root, which will give me 9. Now our next question says estimate the following roots to one decimal place. And we have under root 11. You have to give our answer to one decimal place this time. So what I'm going to do is, I have to figure out 2 square root values for either side of my number. And I know that under root 9 is equals to 3. So under root 9 is less than 11. And under root 16 is equals to 4, which is greater than 11. Now I'm going to make a number line. And I'm going to label it with the numbers from 3 to 4. This is my number line, and it has numbers from 3 to 4. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to write under root 9 over here, and under root 16, because 3 squared is 9, and under root 9 is 3, and under root 16 is 4. Now my midpoint values can either be 3.5 or 3.6 around here. So now to figure out what that is going to be, what number is going to come under this square root, I need to subtract 9 from 16. So 16 minus 9 is going to give me 7. Then I'm going to divide 7 by 2, which is going to give me 3.5. Now I'm going to round the 3.5 to 4 because it's easier to handle whole numbers rather than decimals. And then I'm going to add 49 because whatever number will come over here below the square root is obviously going to be greater than 9. So 9 plus 4 is going to give me 13. So now I know that I'll get 13 over here. Now this 13 under root 13 can either equal to 3.5 or 3.6. So it's an approximation for the values for 3.5 and 3.6. Now what I'm going to do is that I know that under root 11 is more closer to under root 9, so this part of my number line, rather than under root 16. So now I'm going to focus on the numbers from 3 to 3.5. So I'm making another number line and I'm labeling it from 3 to 3.5. And my midpoint is 3.25. Now I'm again going to label it. So this is now under root 9 and this is under root 16. Sorry, under root 13. Now I need to figure out what this is going to equal. What will come under this under root? So to do that, I'm going to do the whole process again. So I'm going to do 13 minus 9 which will give me 4. Then I'm dividing 4 by 2, which will give me 2. Now because 2 is a whole number, I don't need to round it, like I rounded 3.5. And I'm going to add 2 to 9, which will give me 11. That means I'll get 11 over here. So it asked me to figure out what under root 11 is equals to, and I got 3.25. But remember that our question over here says to answer to 1 decimal place. And to do that, I'm going to round 3.25 to 1 decimal place, which will equal 3.3. So my answer is going to be 3.3. Our last question is to estimate the following root to 1 decimal place. And this time our number is under root 37. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to again figure out 2 square root values for either side of my number. So this time I'm going to take under root 36, which is equals to 6, because this is less than 37, and this is my perfect under root 49, which is 7. So these two are perfect square values. One of them, 36, is less than 37, and 49 is greater than 37. Now I'm again going to draw a number line. I'm going to label it from 6 to 7. And now I'm going to write under root 36 over here and under root 49 over here. Because under root 36 is equals to 6 and under root 49 is equal to 7. Now my midpoint again is going to be somewhere around here. So to figure that out, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to subtract 36 from 49. So 49 minus 36 is going to equal 13. And now I'm going to divide 13 by 2, which will give me 6.5. And I'm going to round 6.5 to 7. Now I'm going to add 7 to 36. So 36 plus 7 is going to equal 43. So that means this is going to be equal to under root 43. So I'm assuming that the square root of 43 is either going to be 6.5 or 6.6. Now I know that 37 is more closer to 36 rather than 49. So now I'm going to focus on the values from 6 to 6.5. So to do that, I'm making another number line and I'm labeling it from 6 to 6.5. And my midpoint is 6.25. So I know that this is under root 36 and this is under root 49. Now what is this equal to under root? So to do that, I'm again going to follow the same process again. So 49 minus 36, which will equal to 7. Sorry, this is not 49, it's 43. So this is 43 over here. So I have 43 under root 43. And now I'm subtracting 43 from 36. So now I have 43 minus 36, which will equal to 7. I have 43 over here because I estimated that 65 squared would be 43. So the under root of 43 would be 6.5. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide 7 by 2. So 7 divided by 2 is going to equal 3.5. And I'm going to round 3.5 to 4. Now I'm going to add 4 to 36, which will equal 40. So I know that my value over here is going to be 40. Now in the previous question, we got 11 over here, and that was the question was asking for. But this time, our question is asking to give the answer of under root 37, but we still haven't got there. So to do that, I'm going to look at my numbers now. I know that under root 37 is very close to 36, but less close to 40, and it's pretty far away from 43. So let's not focus on this part anymore. So now we're looking at the values all from here to here. Now I know that 6.1 is the closest value to 36 in this number line. So that means that this is going to equal to under root 37. This is an approximation that 6.1 squared would equal 37, and so the square root of 37 would equal 6.1. So this is how I can say that approximately under root 37 would equal, under root 37 is going to equal 6.1. So I hope that this video helped you and you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe it. And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.